Descendant, Carmea at the time, and I was telling him, like, hey, one of these days, like, you're going to be up there, like, you're up next. He had the movement, he had the gunny, and it's crazy kind of full circle to come out here and get to watch him play.
I love to hear that. And yes, up next is something we say quite often in esports, and they certainly could be, especially Descendant with his gameplay. It's been absolutely nasty. Let's head on over to our casters, though, because we're ready to go on that main stage. We got Walshy, we got Clutch Boys, a big banger of a game here. SSG versus Envy. I want to see it all. Game 5, maybe potentially down to the line. We'll see.
Absolutely. Thank you, Watt. Clutch here with Dave Walsh. And Walsh, we are blessed with what I think is the biggest series in pool play. Envy versus Space Station Gaming. You got a lot of firepower on both sides. We've had an opportunity to commentate and cast the SSG team on the B stream, and we wanted to see more from them. But this Envy roster, they've seen enough of SSG, I think, and they want this matchup. They're ready for this matchup. Who are you looking at on this Envy side to really create this upset and actually make it a normalized, we are better than them statement?
I mean, if you have to call it one person, I would maybe say Precision. I think Precision probably had the highest stock value of all these individual players going into the season. And he has his pick of this roster. You know, they have all come together and formed this amazing squad in the form of Envy. You're not looking at, on paper, going to this event and being like, that squad is the greatest team going to 2025. This was a squad that's overlooked, that is gelled, and is performing.
And I like what Snipedown said on the desk. It was big for Envy to feel comfortable, to be comfortable on that main stage. They are prepared coming into this. They have put in so much work coming into this tournament, and the success in their scrims leads you to believe that they are the downright favorite over a team like SSG, a team that maybe hasn't had the strongest scrim scores. But something StelluR told me this morning is we can beat anybody, and I expect to beat everybody today. So let's see if Space Station can live up to who we know they are to be, because if they do, this Envy roster is going to push them the distance, and this is going to be one banger of a series. We're in to Aquarius CTF Game 1. StelluR point of view, he's got the BR in hand, but look at Yakzn already able to get away with the camo before anyone on the map has died.
Yeah, barely getting taken out with that. SSG doing a great job taking him down. And you bring up a great point, Wes. How dare anyone bet against StelluR and Eco with such confidence on a LAN environment? These guys have done it over and over again. I do favor Envy to a degree here, but it's a tough choice.
Until they beat SSG at this tournament, I will always give SSG the benefit of the doubt. But here comes Piggy in the enemy team's base. 2 are already down for SSG. Fortunately, StelluR able to take down Piggy, remove that flag from being pulled even further. But Precision able to get another touch and in front of his base. 2 members go down freshly for SSG, and Envy, with the fast-paced plays, look like they're going to take the lead 1-0.
Incredible objective efficiency, only outslain by a couple kills, and they're 1 cap on the board. That's going to be Precision and Envy with the 1-0 lead.
They look prime and ready to finally be a winner's bracket seed in the championship bracket. They can take down SSG. They're on a hot start right now. And as I say that, another flag being pulled. It's Descendant this time around. He's going to get it all the way to the car side of the map before dropping it. He does eat a predictive nade, and a good job by SSG to deny that flag from going further, but a lot more work to do before this goes home.
No breathing room for SSG to start this one off. Any single slip up, any death, and it looks like Envy are eager to move that objective across the map.
Now this is the man of the series right here for me, Precision. Can you live up to the firepower that StelluR and Suppress bring? It's your responsibility on this Envy roster to be that main slayer. He gets taken down with a trade. That's a win for SSG, but the flag is on the move. 3 down now for Envy. SSG running the flag, Falcated in your base, in your face with a double kill, and that flag will tie this series up shortly. You have to think Envy actually able to stop that flag carrier as Falcated's getting those kills, so it's not even past car side of the map yet. I misspoke.
How?
Somehow, some way, that flag got denied. SSG still not able to continue this flag run, even with the work that we saw Suppress doing car 2. He gets taken down, 4 down for SSG. The flag return comes in, and maybe a little objective inefficiency from SSG's side there, as that surely was a cap.
Seems to be the name of the game here today for SSG. Uncharacteristic by them, where they have faltered a few times earlier against Unreal Nightmare, and once again here against Envy. Those are situations that seem so routine for them historically. They get the kills, they're moving across the map, and they're capping and killing along the way. But there seems to be a couple snags as of late, or at least as of today.
What a frustrating moment as a counter cap actually came in. and Camouflage was up. So as SSG overextend, they're not able to get that flag. They actually get another flag scored on 2-0 lead. Descendant gets Camo, and he has shut down what was once a counter cap for SSG. Now the flag still at at Envy's base. You like to push it into the base, you give up that Camo, but more importantly, the flag being returned keeps us at a 2-0 lead for Envy.
And just like that, though, they still have pressure over towards the Envy base for SSG, but kind of gets picked off. Like, Eco was in such a good spot, but there goes Eco, there goes StelluR. And you know Envy, they don't play this slow. They're going to be flying out after those kills.
No, perfect point from Piggy, but unfortunately only able to find one. You thought a double kill was on the menu for Piggy, but he gets removed with a nice trade. Here come SSG still into the base of Envy, but multiple members overextending towards Pink. Precision stays alive somehow. Falcated not able to finish that kill until just now. That little bit of time, did it matter is the question. Another player knocked down to no shield as Falcated is forced to trade. The flag is out in front of the base, but who's gonna run it? It's gonna be StelluR. Eco now, top middle, knows that overextending players are coming from Envy, but this player, Yakzn, actually goes up to Pink too, gets a couple of shots, but Eco with the kill should help SSG secure their first flag and make it a one-cap game.
You know, they got the job done in the end. That's where what we were saying during last series against Unreal Nightmare. It feels like SSG, no matter the circumstance, find ways to ice it up. So even though it was a little sloppy off the start, they come out in the end.
Something about this SSG team, they have individual firepower that can compete with anyone. Individual plays are going to be great to keep you in this game, but it will be teamwork that allows you to beat a team as strong as Envy. We need to see more of that from SSG, but right now, keeping it a one-cap game is so important for the mindset of SSG, the confidence. Scrims have not gone well, but you can turn it all around here in this series. A battle towards the Pink as the flag is pulled is pure chaos as multiple members of SSG go down. Only Yakzn goes down for Envy. The flag gets touched, but here comes Eco. Big shots from Eco, a touch on the flag, but Piggy already on the other side of Pink, able to take him down and stall that flag run in its tracks.
Yeah, great extension there by Piggy to get all the way across this map, help them secure 2, make that 3 kills. Killing the Camo, and now Envy on the offensive.
3 big kills for Piggy. He not only stops the flag, but he removes Camo from the map, which surely was SSG's to run away with. Piggy does push into the base and lose his life, but he's done his job that life to keep his game in his team's favor.
But now it's going to be slugged back and forth. So even though Piggy made that great play, it's going to be just Descendant, the only one alive, as Spacestation secured the rest of the map control.
Suppressed. He used the Loke sensor. Finds Descendant on the tracks. Can he win the one-on-one against Descendant? Descendant doesn't choose to ghost jump there, and for a second that you thought Suppress was predicting it, but he still wins the fight, and that's going to give them numbers. Piggy also goes down. Last 2 players spotted on the shroom stairs. They're going to back up. They're both weak, but nobody from SSG really able to capitalize until Eco gets an angle from top middle, and that kill opens the floodgates for what will be this gen push here. It's all on StelluR to open up the enemy base and get a pull.
But unfortunately, a couple of these members of SSG kind of get picked off one by one as they're trying to scoot in space. These members of Envy are finding unique angles, like over towards that fridge ramp. You're usually not expecting somebody right there watching bottom center.
Yeah, StelluR actually got behind enemy lines there and expected somebody to be in front of him before the time that they were, and because of it, they bought just enough time to have another angle, like you said, onto StelluR, removing all of SSG from their base. They're able to reset the map, and these slays now for battle map control. As Eco tries to push it to the gen, he's able to trade. 2 go down for Envy here, 2 go down for SSG. It's StelluR and Falcated. Let's see what they can do.
I like this, trying to push up towards the hill. Does not get the pick. That's going to be Descendant giving crucial help to Piggy at last second. And I like this play, pushing all the way across car to take up more ground.
Yeah, leading the lobby at 16, 5, and 12 right now. The most slays for his team. Descendant showing you he can match precision slaying skill, and when he does, this Envy roster becomes even more scary. Right now, just playing it slow with the combo, does get flanked, and that's unfortunate as he's going to lose his life. Camo does come up here very shortly. You have to think that that's an advantage for SSG to potentially get this next camo. Piggy, however, is playing his life pretty well up here on top car. Let's see if he can stay alive. He's able to, and now a double gem pushes the call for Envy.
Like this play, there's so many times these members of Envy just group up and fly across. Right there, they'll get spotted, and that's going to be huge. Suppress moving the flag, all 4 down. This one should be the routine flag cap that we're used to seeing from SSG.
You don't want that death from StelluR, but I don't think it's going to matter on this cap. What it will matter on is the map control after this cap. Look at how 3 members now go down for SSG. It is now Envy's map to play. Can they get an opportunity at a counter cap? And if they do, it is all because StelluR goes down early.
You can't have those staggered deaths, not at this level of play, not when teams are this closely contested.
StelluR still just coming off respawn for the second time after that challenge. Top middle, Falcated and Suppress both find kills. 3 go down for Envy. That flag at the doorsteps of Envy gets eliminated. Can anyone get there? Falcated is in the base, blocking spawns. Players running up the pink stairs into Falcated's predicted maze. Falcated doing everything, but can't finish the one shot. Is the touch coming through? More members of SSG are now in the base. They get the return, and what a stop. Men down, 4 down. Eco, the only player alive on the map for a second, throws the flag out. Piggy runs into his nade, and now Eco being a nuisance in the base. Somehow SSG find a way to stop that cat.
They dig themselves in a hole and climb right out. Somehow SSG, the best at setting up incredible storylines, doing it to themselves, though.
Yeah, I appreciate the movie. I did say put on a show, but this wasn't really what I was talking about, SSG. This is unbelievable. Flag now on the move from Eco's original throw out here. Remember, all of Envy still trying to gather themselves from coming off the respawn. It's going to be an overextension on the pink side. Suppress is going to get this flag into his base, but he knows they need kills before he can punch this in. Precision and Piggy dead eye on that flag right now. He gets taken down, but here comes the big dog. StelluR from top mid. Do they get the returns? The question. They do, and unfortunately nobody can get a touch, and now multiple members are stuck in the back of the base. They're not going to be able to get a touch. StelluR on the prowl. StelluR trying to hunt this player down. Finally does it, flushes his base out, but the damage has been done, Dave. Envy got the return.
Yeah, damage done, but also, like you said, StelluR having to push all the way back to the very back of his base.
Bad
you have to
feeling.
wonder, that's just such a long route. You almost have to argue, okay, would you rather have a 5-second spawn and a couple grenades as you spawn and be unpredictable where you're at, or be in StelluR's shoes where, yeah, you got the kill, but now he has to run all the way back. It just feels like they're playing Envy's game. It feels like they're trying to hunt them down and going wherever they're at instead of driving their own style of play.
And the big issue there was where the flag was left, where it was able to be returned outside the sightlines of StelluR. But right now, let's hop on board with what's happening in the live action. That's Descendant picking up a camo, picking up a kill onto StelluR. Multiple members spotted back of the base. Envy on the prowl right now in full control. Descendant with this camouflage top middle is getting so much information that there's players back at the base. There's going to be 3. One's going to spawn out, and that's his priority focus. He's going to spawn kill StelluR in the fridge. Doesn't get the kill, but just leaves him no shield. Great discipline on his end to help his team get this flag on the move. Falcated needs to make a play. StelluR got taken down in the fridge. Falcated was the last player alive, but he dies to the plasma grenade, and he gets a touch thrown across the side of the map.
Barely misses that the first time, but still gets the rally going along. This flag is not dead just yet. In fact, Yakzn rotated all the way back towards his base, and I feel like you're right. SSG got to let this one go. Instead, they have to cap one flag in the next minute to bring it to overtime.
And that's got to be a shout out to Descendant, leaving StelluR in their fridge, no shield, focusing on the players, their window, able to get that kill while he gets a touch. And although he goes down, he gets it across their side of the map, which is all they needed for better reinforcement opportunity on that cap. They take the lead with less than a minute left. Let's see if SSG can respond.
Yeah, suppressed StelluR. Both pushing into the back of the Envy base. Do they have the damage? I don't know. Descendant full shield gonna take that out. Now, normally, I am very against turtling. I don't want to see a team when they're ahead by 1 cap just sitting back in their base, but it feels like they're playing this just fine. Envy going for kills, trying to push towards util, take up a little more ground when they can.
Dave doesn't like turtles. I like turtles. As unfortunately, not going to work out. The fight does get into bottom middle right now. Suppressed now on screen. 2 members of his team are down. Needs to find a Drake. Can't even do that. With that fight being bottom middle, here comes Eco. Touches the flag, so gets a nice reset on the counter, but all of Envy still up. Piggy, the first one to drop. You got more work to do, though. Members in your face, and on the return, you got to look at the flag. Falcated, the game win condition is bottom middle right now. 2 members from Envy, and it's Precision with a triple kill to put a punctuation on Envy, taking game 1 against SSG.
You gotta wonder there, just more of that objective efficiency from SSG, just things we aren't exactly used to from them in the past. Feels like I'm so used to the SSG of earlier this year or even end of last year, where if there's someone in the back of their base, SSG saying, sweet, we'll take the 4-on-3 across the map, we'll kill them when bringing the flag back.
Yeah, it really did come down to that one flag return where multiple members of Envy got to the back of SSG base. That flag was a little bit too far for StelluR to see, and because of it, they were able to get that return without going down. So StelluR not only has to go back and flush those players out, but how much time did that take? As we take a look at the stats, Dave, it was neck and neck. We saw resilience from SSG, but it was one more play being made, in my opinion, on the side of Envy. And Precision and Descendant, we talk about the slaying power of this duo, and why wouldn't they be matched up at 26-all?
9.3 KDA for both of those two, putting up a 26 bomb apiece. God, I love and hate Piggy's service tag.
I was going to stay away from it. I was going to stay away from it, but if you're looking at SSG stats, you saw good plays from Falcated, but he was really the unsung hero there. StelluR, untraditional statistical performance there, and you want more from him, and I best believe we're going to see more from him throughout this series. He does not go quietly in the night ever, if ever, I should say. So I'm looking at him to have a rebound performance for Game 2. And man, this SSG team, you got to feel, from watching them earlier onto this series, they were relying on so many individual plays, it felt like, in their series against Unreal Nightmare. And that isn't going to be a successful win condition against a team like Envy. You're going to have to do more efficient objective work, and there were times where the flag was left where we thought it was probably on the run.
I thought that thing was still moving.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Falcated setting up for potentially a double cap here. But no, just Envy doing so great getting these stops. And I keep talking about like SSG having this ice. They do have that clutch factor. They have that ice, but you gotta wonder if being a little too close to that ice maybe make them a little cold at some points during the game.
Yeah,
you're not seeing them playing on fire, not playing so hot.
I thought that last flag there was maybe an opportunity, but the slays just didn't come through. Eco did find the kill bottom middle, get a touch, get another player weak, but whatever Precision was doing off screen ended it as a result of a triple kill, and Precision doing Precision things. That fight has got to be won. You'd have to think Falcated wins that 7 out of 10 times at worst, and unfortunately, one of these 3 times, he doesn't win that perfect gunfight, and because of it, what did they pay? The ultimate price of losing Game 1 in this series. Great job by everyone, though. The camo control we have to talk about. Really, SSG on their back feet when it came to camo control. It felt like Envy was always in a predominant spot to pick up that camouflage. Top middle was basically their home for half of that game. And as we reshift focus, as we get an opportunity to look at the rest of the series layout, Recharge Slayer's the game, the name of the game here for Game 2 in this. And if you're SSG, is this a must-win? Because going down 2-0 with kind of how scrim results have gone, kind of how the in between the 2 events have gone, you have to find something to just convince yourselves that you are the better team here.
Yeah, I mean, SSG completely capable of a reverse sweep.
Of course.
We know how good they are, but like, it almost feels like you have a limited amount of those in your tank.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be tapping the tank this early on a Friday to you know, clutch it up and pull out that adrenaline pumping victory or reverse sweep. Like, you want Friday to be a pretty routine thing here for someone like SSG. So I think, yes, they want to win this. They want to bring it back to a tie and be like, all right, now it's a flat best of 3.
Right, absolutely. In order to do so, they're going to have to pick it up, and I'm looking at one player specifically to pick it up. I'm looking at StelluR to find a way to change the outcome of this game. And if we can hop on board with him as a perfect overkill for Suppress to kick off the game, is going to kick SSG's comeback here in this series off. Just a 1-0 lead here as Envy finds themselves all taken down, removed, and now you have StelluR with the shock rifle, camo in hands, and this is where it could get ugly and where we could see the best from SSG.
Okay, we wondered what kind of start they're going to get this game. Suppress giving literally the perfect start. I just saw grenade after grenade blowing up over at camo, and kill after kill falling for Suppress.
I thought that only happened in matchmaking when I have teammates, but no, it happens in the Pro League here
too.
too.
All 4 or all 0 going to camo.
StelluR still just perfect with the shock rifle. Great damage, great collapse from SSG. That's what you want to see. Look at everybody contributing. Eco with 3 assists. Suppress has 5 of his own. StelluR finding headshots with the shock rifle. Complete map control to SSG. Just a 6-kill lead, though. Don't get over exalted here. SSG probably want to slow this down now that they know all of Envy are stuck in bottom white and over at blue.
Yeah, and we're going to have to see how the score changes over time, because yes, you're going to see SSG keep a lead for a while, but if that starts to shrink to only a 3-kill lead, 4-kill lead, you have to think SSG basically had a 4-0 start.
The perfect start.
They had the perfect
camo,
start.
shock.
And to not be able to ride that into a larger lead, or if that whittles down to even, it tells me that Envy are winning that neutral game or even fights.
Honestly, a big kill by Suppress. I thought he was dead to rights after losing a player in the pipes, but still, Dave, like you said,
this is scary.
It's a 3-kill game, and SSG had everything that they could imagine. They don't even get a trade in pipes there. That's tough, but they do find a kill from across the map. Great job by Suppress to listen up and capitalize on Eco's damage there, keeping the game at 3. The next camouflage coming up here shortly, and I think that's where we'll see the next big swing of kills, is if someone can secure this camouflage. However, Falcated going down is going to make it even more difficult for SSG to compete for this.
Yeah, this is going to be tough. I mean, you're having someone like Suppress going 8-3.
That's a lot of damage.
3-kill lead off this game. But there goes 3 down for Envy. That's got to be camo going in the hands of SSG.
Big time kills, even with the pressure coming from across the map. They're able to trade out and actually all stay alive. They get the second camo of the game, and guess who? StelluR with his second camo of the game, and he has his eyes set on that shock rifle that's respawning here. He's going to know multiple players are in pipes. He's going to be able to take down one, but a trade's not really what you want, but he was forced into a tough position there. Still a 5-kill lead for SSG.
The important battles, at least SSG are winning.
Yeah.
It comes down to when those power-ups or power weapons are arriving, and they're at least taking those fights and keeping that off the hands of Envy. But I'm still worried for SSG during these neutral scenarios, because it feels like SSG starts to get a lead, starts to get power-ups, and then that lead just disappears over that next minute and a half.
Suppressed and StelluR really starting this game off strong. 9-1-4, 7-4-4. Exactly what you want to see from who you expect to see it from here on SSG. 3 kills back to back for SSG as well. Nothing's being traded out. DSCENDANT forced to run with his tail between his legs back in the pipes. The shock rifle, something Suppressed once, but he's not going to get it with that one.
That one had him locked in. Even if he's getting shot in the back, he's like, I will touch that.
Yeah. So close, but yes, so far. I actually want to go into an SSG listen-in as they appear to have all the momentum right now, and StelluR finds himself another shock rifle.
Glass 30, no.
One top tower, guys, down.
No, top tower, one shot, going out front. Top right, batteries.
Okay, kill me back to level 2. And triple sec to mid-bridge,
Am I looking out here?
Still bad.
Batteries 1.
In pipes, one shot.
One shot ballage.
Yo, bottom main. Bottom main and tower.
One shot bottom main. One shot shady. He's in the shot, shady. 2 1 shots then. 2 1 shots. He's shady. Shot down pipes. I think he's still shady.
Yeah, he is. Absolute. One bullet.
Nice.
Spawning red, guys. Yeah, I spawn C.
Camo in 30.
Yeah, trippy corner, one shot. Dead. Yep, they have that ballage.
I'm blocking C.
Heaven on me, Maradoni.
Heaven is half. He's half.
They're gonna spawn right after that.
Dead.
Camo 20.
They're spawning red.
All right, I'm gonna go bats, guys.
They have sniper still.
Going back. No, top red. Glass precision. Weak.
Yeah, Ballage weak. Piggy.
Ballage, one shot.
Precision's one shot glass.
I'm here, Mike.
Let's
Yo,
go.
you guys try to play
I got
camo.
naded.
One shot.
Camo in 8. Nice.
Yo, last two on Donnie. Camo.
Camo now.
Pipes and needles. Needles just in there. Needle box.
They're going.
Needle box just in there. Yo, bottom main door. Looking at it. Yo, needles, Mike. I'm weak. No, needles one shot. Absolute. That.
Nice.
The tower. One's in tower.
Hear that. Probably see
Nice.
Precision. Yo, bottom main.
Bang.
Shady. Tower dead, Braden. Last guy Yakzn.
Nice.
Descendant.
Spawn day.
Yo, reset this, man. Camo.
Top A and spawn down. Top A.
Reset. Don't push. Keep Donnie alive.
Is that top right going glass? Watch your long.
Donnie, full camo.
Top tower. Top.
Ballage one guy. Ballage long.
There's a guy bottom mid. Descendant's bottom mid.
Careful.
Let's get Donnie to batteries.
Ballage weak.
On tower me. Ready?
There's a C-Plat just in there. And I'm grapple. I'm not looking at you, Mike. I'm grapple.
Bottom main.
2 bottom middle.
Stacks weak.
Yeah, one shot stacks and the guy long.
Glass,
Two
glass,
mid.
glass,
Should both be long.
They might split A.
Yeah, they will.
It's coming, Donnie.
Two guys long.
Mike. Yep, both weak.
Got him.
Nice.
Tower now. Two last two.
One suitcase here, Johnny.
Right there. On the left.
Just keep looking at spawner.
Yeah, play your life, man. Play your own life.
Yo, shady. Two guys going tower. There's 3 in tower. 3 in tower. Okay. Yo, he's one tower. You need him. He's
We only need 5 here. Let me get.
Ooh, I love that from SSG. Feel the energy. Wow, I love those comms. You hear Ellen like, everybody don't push, wait for Donnie, keep him alive. That's Suppressed. And Suppressed firing at 12, 9, and 8, and just about playing perfect Halo from the mid-game on. 46-34 now in the deficit.
I love the fact that Elamite is just getting a bit more involved, I would say, during these comps. There's times where he's stepped back a little bit, make sure that they can just coordinate amongst themselves, and reminds them of camo or power-ups. But this time he's just saying, hey, I need to step in a little bit more because there's some disorganization taking place right now. You need to remember, we're getting picked across the map. They still have snipe, all those sort of things. So he is stepping in just right there for his squad.
And now Elamite, a former national champion, you know he knows ball. You know he can provide that level of information comfortably and confidently to this team that it's well received. Right now, SSG looking to tie this series up. 2 more kills to go. We are seeing a little bit of a run from Envy, but is it too little too late as it's 48-40?
And SSG just waiting to close this one out where they can find somebody, and that's Precision down at the boxes, getting taken out. And that's going to be game number 2 going for SSG.
And I asked StelluR to pick it up from his statistical performance in game 1, and what does he give me? 15, 5, and 9. Asking you shall receive, SSG says, Jesus says, as he ties this series up. And that's the SSG I want to see this weekend. I want to see that level of dominance from power-up and power weapon control, and then putting it to use. Feels like it's the easy part when you're watching these guys shoot.
That one looked good. I mean, there's nothing else I can really say. I felt like Envy were playing great, but SSG were just playing better. You could maybe critique a little bit early on where they were losing some in the neutral game in between there, but at the end of the day, to win the major fights that were important, getting the camos, making use of the camos, and just walking away with that victory. Yeah. And towards the end, too, I felt like they weren't just playing too conservative. They're like, all right, we're just going to march this one down. Like, they didn't feel like they had to win by a 15 or 20 margin. Like, they're like, you know, they went for trades, they got the kills, and they got the job done.
On the Envy side, I mean, it went from bad to worse at the start because you give up a perfect set of kills. You give an overkill to suppress it to kick the game off. You give camo shock in the hands of StelluR. That's worst case scenario in my book, and my book's deep. But Envy, you won game 1 in the way you did. Game 2, I feel like they're going to look back at this game 2 when watching the rebroadcast and say, yeah, we just can't start a game like that. That's unacceptable. We got to figure out ways to trade and not give over so many camos throughout the process, so many shock rifles. It was always SSG with the power-ups, the power weapons. It didn't feel like Envy ever really had map control or power-up control throughout this process, something that I think is not a characteristic of theirs by any means, but it's a, hey, we lost that game, we got to play, let's move on, game 3's up.
Yeah, no need to be a dead horse there. They can review that later, but yeah, end of the day, like you're saying, it's a 10-kill game, and you give up, what, 6 kills essentially in like the first 10 seconds of the game by giving up an overkill and then getting a couple people ripped by
this invisible guy named StelluR is ripping your heads off.
All right, yeah, we start off to a 6-kill deficit. You turned it into a
we deserve that
game. Yeah.
Lattice King of the Hills game 3. Well, let's check out our players to watch. Suppress stepped it up big time, leading the way at the start of the game with an overkill. That is what SSG needed to have that signs of life. On the side of Descendant, maybe a quieter game 2, but he has showed us, especially in game 1, that he is here to play, and these two are going to be battling throughout this series. These are 2 of your entry fraggers and 2 of your best shots in this series. Whichever one of these 2 can win the head-to-head matchup, I guarantee gives their team a massive leg up.
Yeah, and you can also be a bit more individually dangerous here on this next map. On Recharge, it feels like you have to do such a coordinated push with your team. If you ever go into something like Pipes, you're basically getting in a 2v1 unless you're already going with your teammate.
Right.
Whereas this map, you can be squirrely. You can run around. You can make some individual plays happen.
Does this benefit either one of those players, you think, this map mode combination specifically?
I mean, I feel like it just benefits Envy as a whole, not those individuals. I think just Envy have shown that they are a bit more okay in this chaos, and it feels like SSG, like I said, just a couple stumbles here, not perfectly hitting their stride here on Friday.
My eyes will be primed and focused at the S7 at the start of this map. Who gets it? Is it Precision? Is it Descendant? Is it StelluR? Is it Suppressed? But if it falls into one of their hands, look for this game to go very lopsided early on. And as you know, Dave, King of the Hill, especially in Halo Infinite, where you're awarded points and not individual numbers as far as the clock is concerned, those points, when they get up to 2 to 3 and teams all of a sudden have the opportunity to play time, especially as the Hill on a map like Lattice moves to the catwalk position, it can be very difficult and daunting to come back in.
Yeah, absolutely. These teams will know how to play that clock when they can. And we are going to have to see how this one kicks off. I have a feeling Envy won't go 4 down within 4 seconds, just like last time, but I could be wrong.
Prediction correct so far. StelluR goes down, and at least Envy able to start off a little bit hotter. It's a 2-on-2 situation. Suppress and Eco versus Piggy and Descendant right now. Suppress under heavy fire from the crate, but he's going to relocate and opts to challenge Piggy here. He gets information that Piggy's no shield, but here comes backup. Precision respawns, gets involved, takes down Suppress, and here is where the S7 ended up. Descendant is a quick scope machine as he finds a body, and now Falcated left to his demise as Precision picks up another hit, a kill, and look, Descendant's blocking these spawns, and not only that, but he gets a guy right in front of him, not expecting Descendant to be here. 4 go down for SSG, early time awarded to Envy.
And this just makes it so difficult here for SSG because they have to traverse so far across the map just to get a chance at killing Descendant. And along that way, you can take a few pot shots at them. If they try to just go straight for the hill, he's sniping them in the sides or in the back. So this is just a very difficult spot to be for SSG. It looks like they try to ignore and not get sightlines over towards blue. And during that time, Descendant perfectly rotates, gets on over towards red, gets a pick.
Don't let this kid get hot. Another quick scope for Descendant. He did lose his players in the hill, and that's a bit of a mistake you think as far as efficiency-wise. You don't want your hill guy being the first couple players dead, but Descendant's still going to wreak havoc on SSG right now. This S7 still in his hands. They got red ramp control, which is an easy place to deny hill time from. You see SSG forced out of the hill, and Descendant looking to get up close and personal with the S7. Oh my God, he hits the no-scope. The thrust forward makes him unkillable for that experience of time. And because of it, his teammates find the kill. He finally gets taken down, but not without doing a ton of work. This hill's still highly contested. 3 go down on the side of Envy and SSG. Even though Descendant did work with the snipe, have maintained control and have found themselves in the hill, and now will be all tied up before Envy can come off spawn.
Yeah, and both these teams very committed on this hill. A lot of times you'll see one hill kind of pull far and lead for one team and saying, all right, we're just going to commit towards the next one, set up for hill number 2. Both these teams committed on this one right now. You know Envy are going to try one more push towards it. Here comes Descendant from the red ramp. Can he do anything? Doesn't have the angles.
Yeah, Falcated has you locked down, Descendant. You're not getting out of this one alive. Here comes StelluR on the side. They're able to pick up that kill, but more importantly, pick up that hill point. And even with Descendant popping off with snipe at the start of this game, SSG are the first ones to strike blood in the score line, 1-0.
Here we go. Hill over at red. Nobody from SSG jumping in prematurely. They realize they don't have the slays. That's 2 down. Suppressed roundabout time over at the crates. StelluR goes down over at red. This is going to be Envy grabbing time. And Spacestation now have to regroup and make a concentrated push together.
Very aggressive push here by Piggy.
Suppress
finds a kill before that as well. So not only does Suppress get a kill onto his teammate as Piggy's kind of baiting the situation, Piggy actually forced to trade as well. So Suppress with 2 big kills opens up the map, and only about a quarter of this hill goes in Envy's favor before they lose full control. Now SSG sniping the hands of StelluR. He doesn't expect people to be at red already, and because of it, he gets taken down. SSG doesn't really have a setup right now. Need to find some slays before they can stay in the hill, and Suppress looks like he knows that.
Yes, Suppress trying to grab a little bit of time as he finds this out.
God.
Somehow hits
the headshot.
Double no-scope against Precision. Piggy, last one alive, but can't really force this across. In fact, they're getting caught in the middle of the map. They decide to revert back over towards blue pipes and do a new push.
SSG saw Descendant ripping heads with snipe. They said, we got one of those kids too. Suppress rips the head off of that player up close and personal, and now he's starting to do work. Body, head, body. Tries to find this player, does so. Descendant gets put back in the death cam. Yakzn, he's spotted out. He's the last player alive. Envy need to find a way to deny some of this hill time, because right now there are 3 on respawn, and SSG have once again taken the lead in the second hill.
Taking the lead in the hill, but you got to question again the OBJ efficiency during this last spree. When you saw Suppress going on that rampage there over the last 30 seconds, you would have expected a little bit more time. But as I say that, time's getting a bit more healthy here for SSG.
Yeah, they want to securely lock this down before actually stepping in this hill. It is out in the open when players are spawning from blue. Suppress does not expect someone to come across from top right catwalk right there, and he gets taken down. Envy have now retaken control of red, and it will be SSG's job to break this setup once again.
Just throughout that spree, you see Envy answering already, about even in time here on this hill number 2. Both these hills so heavily contested on both ends.
Look how close this hill is for Envy, but as I say that, Piggy goes down, Yakzn goes down, the hill player goes down, last player alive, Descendant. he spotted out. This could still be SSG's hill. Can they play perfect from here? They're gonna need one round of slays, and there's a player overextending into front red. They're gonna come from river as well. You gotta play your life, StelluR. Unfortunately, he's surrounded. He goes straight towards for a melee, can't quite close the distance. 3 members of Envy in the back of the base. Do they know all 3 members are here? They do, but they found out the hard way. They get removed from the map, and Envy will tie this game 1-1.
Right there, both these teams desperating towards that hill, that last firefight, deciding everything. We're going over towards Crystal. Now, for the first time, we're going to actually see somebody else stay a little safer in the hill unless someone's got those frag grenades.
You say that, but it's pure chaos. It's a royal rumble. Dan Gaskin in the back is happy to see this. He loves wrestling, and they are wrestling for this hill right now. Everyone on the map was once involved in this square over a green, and unfortunately for Envy fans, it's SSG that comes out on top with the last man standing. Quantum coming up here shortly, but more importantly, SSG secure some early time on this green hill.
Now we got Sniper, though, in the hands of Piggy. Whoever wins this fight is going to keep the control of blue side and blocking these spawns. So it's more than just a single kill. It determines the next round of spawns.
Let's see what Piggy can do with the sniper. Player from River catches him off guard. He walks out the front with a little bit of no shield. He gets removed. Big mistake from Piggy there. That loss of the S7 not only loses that position, but it makes numbers easy for SSG. Here they come. StelluR from the sky, Suppressed from the crates, both in precision space. Neither one of them can touch precision, though, because he finessed both. Did so much damage. Still alive. Look at the hill time progression as well. He is making this so difficult, even with numbers in the favor of SSG to break. Now Falcated in the most important one-on-one potentially of the series with this player in Yakzn in the hill. Yakzn
Run around and finish him off. Has not gotten Yakzn just yet.
He's trying to buy time
just to get the time in the hill, but you gotta wonder, you gotta clear and get these kills.
Oh my God, doesn't have enough bullets in the chamber to kill Suppressed, and Suppressed still bobbing, weaving, hugging the corner for his life, and because of it, SSG rob Envy of hill number 3. They take the lead 2-1. 2 minutes on the clock. This catwalk hill can take that long if SSG choose to play time from here.
Yeah, you got to question Envy there, getting a little panicky over on the Crystal Hill. They had that snipe set up over at blue, overextended a little bit. I mean, Halo is a game of greed, don't get me wrong, but a couple trickle deaths led to SSG grabbing the hill. You give them a little error, you make a mistake, they will take advantage of that every single time.
SSG opting to try and cap this hill. I like that idea, especially with the slays you're getting from Suppress. He just finesses Envy right there. Gets 2 of his own. Last 2 players are going to be over at blue. Got a player front blue, able to play his life in such a difficult situation to try and flush him out. Eventually, Eco does get taken down, however. Early progression for SSG in their favor, but Envy have stopped it, and actually, with blue control, have the advantage in this situation.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Envy's actually able to grab as much time as they are right now to answer this one back. DSCENDANT in such a wise position over on the tower side of the hill.
Yeah, Suppress almost disrespecting the idea that someone is top that catwalk.
Yeah, he's like, someone else is going to take care of it. Someone has to. It's open. It's catwalk.
Yeah, and eventually that player does get pushed off of the catwalk. He's forced to drop, but not without almost acquiring over half the time right now. Envy are going to get right back into this game if they're able to capture this catwalk hill, tie this thing up. Suppress finally going down on a killing spree, and somehow throughout a killing spree from Suppress, Envy have maintained a majority of this hill.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen a lot of times players will hold the blue side of the catwalk hill just to jump back into blue, but right here we're seeing Envy opt for this tower side as they seem to have more cover near that pillar.
Yeah, you
cut off a few sight lines.
You just play around those pillars. You're cutting off that top mid sight line. I like how Envy kind of taught us all a little bit of something on Lattice, King of the Hill here. Multiple members are jumping in the hill. One of them wants the snipe. One of them just wants the hill time. They both gets into the death cam. StelluR laying down a shot from top catwalk like a turret, and he's going to make his way to the hill. They still have ambitions of potentially capping this, I think. There's a minute left in the game. StelluR with a fresh snipe. I'm not sure what the correct answer is here. And
I don't either.
This
This one's
get out of
so
there.
tough to decide. Like, I actually don't think that SSG should desperate this hill because then they give up too many deaths. They probably don't cap it anyways. And
Oh my
then
God.
They don't have
Oh
the next
my
one, but-
God. Eco, you madman. 3 kills to his name. Beautiful grenades, 43 seconds. And Envy have to get toes in that hill to tie this game up. And you can tell SSG now are trying to play time. They need slays. They get to play Team Slayer here for 30 seconds. And they can do so perfectly. They can win this game.
And look at this. Pushes on both sides. You had Piggy
Big
and
shots, Eco.
DSCENDANT trying to go towards red. Yakzn and Precision going towards blue. 3 of them taken down. Yakzn, the last one alive, somehow needs to push all the way towards blue and dip his toe in that hill.
Piggy in no man's land right now. He can't even get to the hill in 10 seconds. How are Envy going to do it? Let's see it. It's going to be a push from front red. You can tell all of SSG are sitting on blue. He got quad. Oh my God, he got the shroud. Can he get the toes in? They're stepping in it on purpose. They denied the time for potential. Big time plays from SSG. Big time plays from Eco. Will get them the series lead 2-1.
SSG icing it up. Name a better combo. Those, they were in such a ridiculous spot. It was about 1:15 as they just held them out the entire time.
I said they could start playing time with like 2 minutes left.
I actually had no idea what the play was there because it's almost too long.
Yeah.
And then you're also like, all right, well, we're not killing. Do they just push out and set for the next
and
hill?
They decided to not play time. They tried to cap early progression on that hill and got removed from it. Envy actually very quickly broke that first SSG setup on that catwalk. But you got to talk about Eco. I mean, 17 and 18, yeah. But what he just did at the end of that game, he won his team the game. It was unbelievable shots, positioning, grenade, precision as well. He found 5 straight kills, which led to the opportunity to have that level of control to punch their ticket to a series lead here, 2-1. Eco, an unbelievable individual life at the end of the game that really does dictate how this series feels right now.
Yeah, just clutching up when his team needed the most, getting that triple kill. And that was kind of the dagger there for Envy. They kept spawning over towards ice. They didn't really have any great routes, and all the fights that they took, you know, they took their time. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But they'd push in towards red, push towards blue, and lose those fights. And as soon as you lose that first round, you saw the desperation.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, I'm just running straight in with a shroud, see where I can get here. And SSG, one step ahead by stepping in there. That's the part that blew my mind the most, because most people would just stay out and be like, once they get in, maybe I'll get in.
The hill's off limits.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I don't want to extend the game. We want to win by the last second, but they just said, we have to get these kills anyways.
Yes.
Step in the hill, secure, make sure that no tomfoolery can take place on the catwalk today.
Unbelievable finish there from SSG, and now in the driver's seat of the series. What was once looking like Envy is here to create this upset. They're the top 4 seed. Everybody's talking about how strong Envy looks, and SSG all of a sudden saying,
Did you forget about us? Yeah.
Not so fast. We've been doing this a long time, and we have ambitions of being a 1 seed in bracket play come tomorrow, and it's going to go through Envy if we're going to do that. So can they punch their ticket to that with another game win here in this series is the question. This series far from over. Envy showing you they have everything it takes to go hand-to-hand with SSG, and it really is individual performances, individual plays in these games that will decide, does this go to game 5 or does it end here in game 4? And I'm looking at Eco, if I'm on his team and saying, hey, I appreciate you, bud. Thank you for getting us this series lead, because it's a banger of a series here on a Friday night, and either team will be very happy once this is over if it's in their favor.
Absolutely. They just want to close out the night, and you start to look over. A little doubt starting to creep in the faces of Envy. Before, they're all smiles already, like, hey, just
I didn't see a smile on Piggy's face.
I didn't see a smile this last break. They're starting to see the challenge in front of them, saying, all right, we were winning our individual fights. We were winning game 1. Things were looking on the up and up. And all of a sudden, not winning every individual fight.
It's no fun.
SSG aren't making the same mistakes that they were making earlier on.
It's no fun when Eco's got the gun. And he had the gunny at the end of that game, secured his team a win. But here we go, live fire oddball. This is a true test of endurance. As oddball, traditionally our longest game type here, and let's see who separates themselves throughout this game. This is truly a test of who I think the better team is gonna be. If it's at SSG that ends the series here, or can Envy push this to a game 5? Can we get a game 5 on Friday night pool play? That would be something special. StelluR finds the combo, puts it to work, finds the repulse, puts it to work, finds the snipe. Ooh, doesn't put it to work just yet, but you know, StelluR, we'll give you another chance here.
He did enough work. He can take a little break, and
That'd
that'd
be cool
all
commentary.
4 down there for Envy. So a great start. This time, Falcated scooping up 3 of the 4 kills. But there go 2 members from SSG off the spawn.
Untraditional.
So they rotated the ball away, but a couple staggered deaths here, and Envy, they're going to be flying across the map. In fact, I'm surprised that Piggy's not just sprinting at this point.
Untraditional miss by StelluR, but oh my God. We'll take that one back. Maybe I didn't snipe you when you had camo, but I did now. It's a double for StelluR. Can't hit the triple because his teammate killed him too fast. And last player alive, Precision forced to back up and try and not delay the respawns of Envy even further right now. I mean, StelluR, you missed the easy shots, you hit the difficult ones, but you are something serious to watch right now. And it's only Friday. You could tell the disrespect he was feeling coming into this series right now. StelluR starting this game off 4-0.
I think you can tell when a sniper's feeling themselves is when they repulse off the ground to go for a snipe. You're not doing that if you ain't hitting your snipes.
Oh, I do that all the time, but it's kind of just a twitch.
But the fact that he's going for one of those off tower, over towards cuts, didn't hit it, but man, they got a 50-point lead and they're looking strong.
I did look at him this morning and say, hey, can you do something cool for me? So maybe that's what he was envisioning when I said that to him. But right now, StelluR back in the action. Can't quite finish the kill on the Yakzn. Good shots from Yakzn there. 3 go down for SSG. The ball gets reset. But, I mean, Dave, look at the score. 50-1 right now. It is Envy trying to crawl back into this game, into this series, into this first round of oddball.
It was great first set from SSG. Now let's see what Envy do if they have control of the ball and the map. And looks like we're not going to fully find out because they don't have control. That's going to be 2 down for Envy. Make it 3 down. Piggy goes down. Precision, the last one alive. What can he do?
Great job by SSG to deny that ball from getting any further. Because they do that, they remove any chance of a setup. Camo is coming up. Envy all coming off respawn, and it's going to be SSG with not only the ball, but a fresh camouflage. DSCENDANT goes down. He's going to stagger the respawns and the opportunity that Envy have to break this setup. Untraditional to hold the ball towards this cuts area, but Eco doing a phenomenal job, head on a swivel, finds a player with his back turn. He's like, isn't there supposed to be a ball guy? No, he relocated. Eco 1 step ahead of Envy right now as the 58-point lead surely starts to climb with these kills coming in.
We're going to have to see now what StelluR can do with his second camo. Actually, I believe, okay, he got the first one. But either way, StelluR's got this camo, and it goes down real quick, so not going to be much happening with it this time. But it doesn't matter, because Suppress going to clean up all those kills. And right now, they're kind of trading out slays, but we've been pretty quiet on the objective front for SSG. I don't hate that, though. They need to go even or ahead in slays, and then they can worry about it. Right now, time's on their side.
Especially with how the start of this game has gone. They're up 50, right? Like, for them to lose, it would mean that they would have to allow Envy to have a strong setup for a very long time in order to get back into this round. So you see Envy running away with this ball. They got 15 seconds, but here come the members of SSG. This is not going to be a strong setup. This ball is going to get played, and only 16 points is what this setup relies to. It's going to be a 2-2 split as far as trades. SSG are going to try and get to the ball, but Precision is too quick. He gets it in the house towards respawners, and this is where, if they get a couple of kills, they can get right back in this round.
Yeah, a couple scrappy moments of time like this where they grab 10 or 20 seconds, but seems like SSG were 1 step ahead there. Precision rotated the ball straight to SSG over in the garage.
Look at that big diamond on his gun. No wonder he doesn't miss. Guy's shooting perfect right now. Eco trying to play his life down by the pillars. He gets flushed out by Piggy and Precision both. And they rotate the ball perfectly to green to where, once again, when SSG do break this setup, they'll be able to play it and deny any responding time here. Precision, the last guy alive, that's your cue, bud. You got to throw that off the map. A good job by him. Respawners should be able to get near this ball before Spacestation can get down there. And Dave, what was once a 50-point game, now down to about a 30-point game.
Yeah, and I think it's showing that Envy can play a little scrappier here. They're fine to grab a little bit of time, even if they don't have a full setup. They have to be careful, though, because if you give SSG a full set, you've seen what they can do. They can scrap up 30 to 50 seconds.
I like that route Eco took with the ball. He went pillars to back mud and got this lead back up to about 50 right now. A great job by Eco to also play the ball as soon as he watches his teammate go down in combat. Eco now, not only did he get a kill, but he bought a lot of time. Falcated able to find a kill, trades across the board with 1:40 left. Will favor SSG in this situation. The ball is something that DSCENDANT wants, but is he going to be able to hold on to it? He's got his teammate Piggy with him bottom middle, but grenades are coming left, right, and center. It's Normandy in bottom middle right now. Everything blowing up, so DSCENDANT decides to back out, leave that ball, and he knows he needs kills before they get some more time.
There's the picks. They got 2 down, but that's going to be DSCENDANT going out. Precision's 1 shot. Is he going to be able to pull this off? No. Falcated finishes off, but he took a lot of damage in that engagement.
3 players coming off respawn, make it all 4 as Piggy goes down. The ball being rotated to green, 75 points and climbing. 100 will win the round for SSG, and they are in a perfect spot, even if they don't get to 100, to play this ball and be able to compete for the reset once again.
Yeah, and just SSG looking so much more comfortable. As Suppressed, moving across the map, actually catching players off guard. Feels like things are just clicking a bit more. It feels like a switch was flipped for this team.
Yeah, you can tell the flow is starting to make a little bit more sense. They're not getting caught out in no man's land, and also they're hitting some shots that they were not hitting earlier today, and that's what you expect from SSG. You expect these shots to be hit. These players are exactly who we know them to be, and Suppress right now gonna try and rock down this tunnel. He's got players coming from in front and behind, but the players that were in house actually just left, so Precision gets caught off by himself. 3 go down for Envy, and surely with all 4 down, this will be SSG taking round 1.
A very comfortable round 1 as well. Just out slaying, doing everything right. I was super impressed with Suppressed. The fact that he's comfortably moving around. They don't need to play this timid style of play where they're forced into just going up in top tower towards these predictable routes. He's playing a very comfortable style, and I like to see that.
I feel like everybody on SSG's picked it up, but if you're looking at anybody from round 1, the stats from Eco, 10, 7, and 8, 77 seconds of ball time. I mean, that is everything you could ever ask of a teammate. Eco doing it all and really leading by example through gunplay, through the win conditions, and honestly, you know he's vocal in the comms, so you gotta love what you're getting out of him this series, a series that they needed him to have a big one. He's having that big one. Can they finish this game off? The round 2 has started. The battle for Camo is what's gonna be the priority focus here. And StelluR trying to play his life, knowing that Camo's coming up, but here comes Envy.
Yep, Envy making their push all the way across. Only 6 points going for SSG there, so no real time acquired on that end. And we haven't yet really to see Envy get kind of a full setup. Even during round 1, there'd be a few times where they get 2 or 3 from SSG down, but 1 or 2 from Envy would continually get picked off.
I'm pretty sure Camo was on the ground that whole time. Yeah, Piggy gets away with it. I was wondering, I was like, Precision, I thought you were going to go for that, but no, he left it for Piggy. Maybe a good call because Precision was dead to rights. Multiple members of SSG closed in on him. What can he do with this Camo? It's very close, contested second round here. The ball is going to be back tower, and Piggy, you need to get involved before your ball guy goes down. Unfortunately, you're already too late. I said it, and I was already too late. Precision, Descendant go down. Piggy yet to shoot his gun, it feels like. And you got to get involved because now SSG has the ball.
Yeah, it feels like just trying to find the perfect fight. Sometimes you just need to take the first fight you can get.
I feel like you had the perfect fight front tower. You just didn't shoot. What do I know about it?
Well, it is still a 1-point game here in round number 2. Team slugging it out, but like you said, when there's a game this close, those extra kills, those extra seconds are actually what's going to be the difference maker. And so we're now going to see Yakzn help get those couple finishes, start to put time on the board, and we actually start to see this is probably the most comfortable setup for Envy so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this isn't even a full setup, but this is the most comfortable one they've had where they actually have some space in between SSG. There's 3 down again. Eco's the last one alive.
Precision and Descendant both find perfect stars in the kill feed. That's going to allow Envy to be able to play from the lead here for the first time in Game 4. 35 and climbing with the setup. It was SSG that broke off to a very early head start of round 1, but looks like Envy are going to take their turn here in round 2, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered for this to go the distance. Precision with Quantum, able to catch Suppressed off guard, and that's a beautiful Quantum to exact reticle placement. You could tell Precision was very thoughtful with that decision. Descendant with the Camo trying to run for his life. He needs some help, though. He will be hunted down. Multiple players looking for him, and they find him. Eco able to take him down. Precision finds the ball, and it's a 50-11 lead. Precision's going to play this ball as soon as he gets under too much fire. And now finally, Envy have woken up here in Game 4, and they look like they're going to push this at least to a round 3.
Yeah, they got a strong start here, and now we're starting to see them kind of hit their flow. They are the ones actually getting the flanks on SSG, getting them on their own spawn traps. They're the ones that are actually outslaying in this round number 2.
Piggy with snipe. Let's see what he can do with it. Nobody coming across top middle right now. How long does he give this angle before he knows? He does assume a player's going to be pushing from white wall there, but unfortunately not able to line up the shot, and because of it, I think SSG are going to be the beneficiaries. That's the word I was looking for.
Benefactor, beneficiary.
You know what I was trying. English was not my strongest side. I was more of a gym class kid. Falcated though. Now with snipe in hand, Spacestation get that benefit of the odd ball being in-house are going to be able to have an opportunity here to make this a contestable round. Still down 40, but a couple of kills will go a long way here from Falcated.
Yeah, Falcated trying to get up close and personal with the snipe, gets the damage, gets the finish. And now, Envy, though, still walking with this ball. This can be dangerous, though. When you commit towards holding this ball in garage or at that window, the other team kills you in that spot. They get a full setup there.
Yeah. And Falcated was kind of out of the play as his ball carrier was taken down. He did get a couple of kills on his way back, which has denied Envy from having a realistic setup, but you got a lot of work to do, even with 2 minutes and 28 seconds on the clock. The lead being up to 40 right now with only 30 points really needed from Envy to push this to a round 3. It will take SSG doing some heavy slaying power in order to get back into this one. And Piggy has other things on his mind. He's able to take down Falcated. Eco does find 2 in the kill feed, and we'll see if SSG are able to capitalize on that double. The ball does reset, so it being bottom middle makes it so difficult to try and get out, knowing that there are several players from Envy still on the map.
I like this push by Piggy. You notice how Envy, they either immediately go right for that ball and they rotate it out, or they take their time. And I love this play by them. They're just doing it so right. They know that SSG aren't going to overly commit towards that ball right away, and so they're taking these routes over towards bags, getting a few picks.
Someone we haven't talked enough about this series, Yakzn. Maybe the youngest pro on this team, I would think. Definitely the least experienced. Let's see what he can do to punch his ticket to a round 3 here. He's got camo in the game in his hands. He's going to sit back, get some good damage on, but most importantly, not lose this camo. Be a presence on the map. Eco going to get taken down. That's exactly what the doctor ordered for Envy fans. Suppress somehow spots him and one-shots him right there. That was impressive from Suppress. But Yakzn doing his job, you got to think, in order to buy time for the reinforcements that are Piggy and Precision here, to at least deny a setup for SSG.
And buying time, he did. That's the most important part. Like you said, it's a minute and 15 left. At this point, you still are going to see Envy. If they get the kills and a chance, they're going to just coop up the time. Yeah. They don't want to back Space Station into a corner where they have to play perfect Halo, because it's a team that tends to play perfect Halo when you back them into corner.
They're capable of it, right? If we can get the round over with, let's get the round over with. But right now, they're waiting for that perfect moment. They're not going to overextend and put their gun down for a ball in 5 more seconds. That's not going to make the difference at the end of this round. Falcated suppressing Eco, I'm sorry, 5 kills in the kill feed. DSCENDANT trying to watch the ball with Snipe. Doesn't expect to, unfortunately, Eco's the one that gets his head ripped off and not the ball guy. If I'm Eco there, I'm so confused, but a great job to find 2 kills from DSCENDANT. But what does it amount to? StelluR, the last player alive, he's found that Snipe. Lands a body shot onto the ball carrier, but I don't think that's going to matter. Nobody's going to be in position to finish him. A body shot on DSCENDANT, that's great, but nobody able to finish him. 10 points. If Envy can get this, can push this to a round 3 and gain 4.
Perfect rotation there, too. Goes towards DSCENDANT. Decides to double back, and he's going to grab the last one. Make it. No! Does get it. Okay, okay.
Precision, you can get a second. Round 3 it is.
Clean. Very clean by Envy there. You see what they can do when they have control.
Backs against the wall. Envy respond. Can we get a game 5 on Friday night? Please, Envy. If you're an Envy fan, we need your energy here, because I would love to see this go the distance right now. Let's see how this round starts. We've seen SSG jump off to an early lead. We've seen Envy get off to an early lead, and both of those teams have been able to close out the round.
Also, one thing I want to highlight is how the objective workload is being shared by both these teams. You have a squad like Envy, almost equal across the board, where they have somewhere between 25 and 45 seconds apiece on that team to share that objective workload. Whereas Space Station, they're putting it all in the hands of Eco and a little bit of Falcated.
You got to think, is it a strength of setup situation that's allowing that to happen? When SSG have had their setups, or does it last longer, and that's why one benefits from the time and the totality of that, and it's more scrappy time being picked up by Envy?
Yeah, I think it's a two-pronged thing. One is SSG are going for larger setups. They're going for a long set that they can hold for 30 to 50 seconds. Envy are going for some scrappy time. So when you go for scrappy time, it has to be opportunistic. Who's the closest one that can grab the play ball? Oh, you just got that kill on the person, you could rotate it. Grab that, grab those 5 or 10 seconds as you rotate the ball away. Whereas SSG, like you said, they're going for more of this setup. And when they get those setups, they're saying, all right, StelluR and Suppressed, you go out and kill. me or Eco got the ball.
I agree with you up until this very moment, Dave. This is a strong setup from Envy right now. You want that back whack. You're not getting that back whack, though. That is a mistake that opened the floodgates. Here come SSG. 3-0 down, 4 down. Now it's a response from SSG. They get their opportunity at a setup, but that was probably the strongest setup we've seen from Envy with a 43-point lead here in round 3. How does SSG respond?
We're going to have to see them put a lot of points on the board. It's going to be Suppressed that was the one holding the ball here for SSG.
Oh my God.
StelluR just going across the map, slaying, clearing a path for his ball carrier.
Walk him down, StelluR, as he finds 5 perfect shots on the Descendant there, puts him in the death cam, immediately refocuses his attention to Big Door, able to find another kill, a killing spree for StelluR. 39 and 27 right now. Let's see what else he can do. He wants to get active. You can tell how he's playing on the map. StelluR is looking to be aggressive and dictate how the rest of this round is going to go. He does not want to go to a game 5. 31 and climbing now. What was once a 40-point lead now within 10.
Just like that, gives his teammate some support. Gets the second one of the pillars. So it's going to be a 1-on-1 against Descendant. Make that a 2-on-1. His teammate over at the nest lays down some fire on Descendant, and he runs into the second grenade. No! Somehow dodges it.
Knocked down to no shield. StelluR's everywhere right now, and if you're Envy, you got to start prioritizing. And Piggy does find that camouflage though, so I think they were able to respawn over close towards that camo as StelluR is farming their team over towards green. So maybe this is what the doctor ordered.
Had to
Piggy
jump down
finds
at
a
some
double.
point.
You know that snipe's coming up. Does he opt to try and go for that? They get the play ball. Precision's going to be on the ball, ready to grab it, but Piggy trying to play defense here is going to have to reveal himself if his ball carrier starts to get shot.
He needs to shoot immediately there.
Yeah.
As your ball carrier is given that distraction, I've just noticed a couple times, feels like from Piggy, just maybe being a little hesitant to shoot with the camo. And it feels like we're in 2025 Halo Infinite. You sometimes just take first shot when you can get first shot.
Able to find StelluR, so still playing this camo pretty well, I'd say. If he can stay alive, unfortunately, he continues to go down cuts and finds Suppress. Suppress takes him out and gets camo removed from the strategy of Envy, but more importantly, Envy brought that ball towards dummies, and then SSG get to benefit from that ball being so close to tower that now they have a tower themselves and they have the lead as well.
And that 40-point start for Envy, you said the strongest start they've had so far this game, diminished, deleted, it's gone. You now have Spacestation only 25 points away from closing this game and closing the series. So Envy needs to break the step and they need to do it now.
On cue, Dave, Envy do break that setup, but 77 to 51. 25, 26-point lead right now for SSG. StelluR's also taken down 3 members of SSG go down. Falcated trying to just buy time for respawners to get here and deny this ball from moving. That ball, however, does get picked up before respawners can get there. It's going to be taken towards the pillars and back towards mud, the route we saw from Eco earlier in this game. And Envy, although they lose Piggy, they're going to have some sort of a comeback here. It's going to be about a 10-point game, but they are going to have to play that ball.
You got to wonder, was it played too early? Because now
They didn't even have to
SSG, they don't
overextend.
need to go to tower. They can just go straight for ball if they want, but knowing the SSG style, it looks like they're going to try to go for more of a full step. So they clear out tower, they have some grab ball, and they're clearing out dummies.
Yeah, that's what happens when you play it too early, Dave. You made the best point. When you play that ball early, they no longer have to push you at tower. They actually got the tower kills without even having to go to tower, which is worst case scenario because now the ball back at tower, 13 points is all you need, and SSG can get rid of these Envy fans once and for all.
There they go. They're trying to close this one out. Gets the melee there. That's going to be 2 down for SSG. Can they scrap up the last 3 seconds? No. Suppressed. Wisely plays the ball. Fights another day. They have to grab these kills. That's going to be 3 down. Kills being traded back and forth, but only actually Precision going down for Envy. Yakzn. Can they do another 40-point step? They did it at the beginning of this game, and they need it now more than ever.
You ever seen Remember the Titans? Can you be perfect? Is the question, because 4 points is all SSG need in Envy. Right on their trails. This is a round of slays to dictate who's going to win this game for Suppress. Hot on the ball's trail. He's able to take down that ball carrier. He is going to have a player in his face. Precision able to get the kill. 2 go down on each side. Precision and Piggy, massive responsibility right now to try and compete for this ball. Eco's caught out by the box. He's not down to no shield. Big kill for Precision. He's bobbing, weaving, playing his life, but more importantly, making sure that ball doesn't reset because that would be a big mistake. 2 go down for SSG. And now all of a sudden, 15 points away in VR, you get one quick push if you're SSG or you're looking at a game 5.
I like this play. He has to decide where he's going to rotate. He now knows a massive push from SSG over at green. 5 points away, and it's up to Precision.
Coming.
Precision needs to stay alive. 2-1. Make that a round 3 victory for Envy at the last moment. We're going to a game 5, Wes.
Oh man, Falcated right hot on his trails, but as he turns the corner, he cuts the sight line off. And Envy fans can take a deep breath. We're going to a game 5.
I love the positioning, 2-prep precision there. I would say somebody who wouldn't be as good of an OBJ player would have immediately went for the play ball spot. They would have just waited near the play ball spot and probably died, played it, and then SSG would just scoop it up anyways.
Yeah.
So he played it so smart, realizing they needed those few seconds. His teammates were all going down. It was now or never.
You got to talk about it on the side of SSG. I mean, it felt like they had that game. It felt like they just needed one setup break, but Envy stayed strong. That precision play from pillars to under the bridge, finding the kill on the eco, getting a touch on the ball, but more importantly, like making sure that nothing was going wrong before he picked up that ball, because if he does and his teammates are going down, he's gonna get caught off immediately.
And taking one more look here at the stats, it's a game of objective efficiency. Eco, the only one on SSG to go negative, going -1. But look at Suppressed, +16, you had Falcated +1, StelluR +4, but in the end it doesn't matter, it's an objective game, and Envy, their scrappy play style worked better and won in the end.
Unbelievable plays there at the end. Precision was the man of game 4 for me. That play at the end gets his team to a game 5, and now finally, we get a best of 5, 50 kills to decide who's gonna win this pool. Is it Envy or is it Spacestation Gaming? And you know, both have had those moments throughout the series to have confidence, but both have also had the failures to leave that level of doubt. And it really is gonna be the mind games going into this, and how the start of this game goes could very well dictate immediately where this series is going.
It's gonna be, yeah, how are Envy gonna get their starts that they need? Because we have seen some great starts out of SSG. Games 2, games 4, round 1, SSG going 4-0.
I can't believe Eco is the first one getting sniped there. I'd be so upset if I was him. I was like, how do you snipe me and not you? That doesn't seem very fair. But sometimes that's how it works. Great shots from just about everybody in the series. I mean, we have seen highlights from every single player. I mean, even Piggy in this moment, able to get that kill. And what he's doing is just buying so much time. And when a round comes down to the difference between 3 seconds, that play right there impacts the outcome of the game. Very similar to the conversation.
3 seconds for you. Yeah.
Very similar to the conversation we had about Slayers, about how every single kill and death matters across the 50. Every single moment in these games, I mean, to separate these two teams, how close, how small the margin for error is to decide these series. And I mean, Dave, as we catch our breath here, getting ready for a game 5, the series of the night we knew it was going to be, and I mean, they gave us everything we wanted here. Let's get a banger of a game 5 to kick this one off. It's going to be Streets Slayer, and how you feeling about this one?
Man, I mean, this series has been just incredible all around. I feel like if you ever try to know what team you're favoring or where the momentum is, it's sort of like what team earned their way into that game 5. And I feel like Envy earned their way into that game 5. They clutched it up there, and they are ready. They were wishing for that chance. After the end of game 3, they're like, all right, guys, let's just bring it to game 5 and let's settle it there.
Yeah.
We just need to get this one, though. We have no room for error.
On the side of SSG, do you think they're feeling like they let that game 4 kind of slip out of their fingers? Like they feel like they probably, there was a moment there where they had like a significant lead towards the end of that round 3 where you had to believe they thought it was probably over. They just had to close the door, and unfortunately, Piggy comes in, kicks the door wide open with the help of the rest of the Envy boys, and now we're looking at 1st to 50 to decide who's going to be the 1 seed here in this pool.
Yeah, SSG, they're pros. I mean, they're just going to bounce back from that, and they're going to say, all right, right now our focus is on Slayer Streets, but then they'll go back to the drawing board tonight. They're going to say, all right, a couple things aren't clicking exactly here. Where are we feeling uncomfortable? What are some of these issues that they just have to iron out? And those are some of the growing pains of teams or players that have played together for a long time. Sometimes going in with such high dependencies or expectations of your teammates, you play off that so much, and you start to say, wait, I pushed out here and I did this play because I thought you were going to do this. What's going on? And sometimes that can almost be a hindrance at different growth stages of a team's life cycle.
From what you've seen so far throughout 4 games, Dave, are you leaning either way, or are you going to let the gods decide out here? As far as a prediction from you, I'm not asking for a winner, but is there a specific player you think of Street Slayer when this map comes on, these two teams play in a game 5? Who are you looking for on each side to really have that series dictating moment that pushes their team across the finish line?
I mean, I think the two I'm looking at are the same two that we highlighted at the beginning of game number 3. That's going to be DSCENDANT right over there from the Envy squad. He was the one that's their best power slayer when it came to King of the Hill games, and then also Suppressed dropping 43 kills, clearly feeling himself, taking comfortable flanks, doing well. I mean, if you're putting up those numbers, you can't, you have to set the expectation with your team saying, all right, if I'm playing well, play off me.
Guys, I'm dominating.
Yeah. And it can't just be like padded numbers. Like those, he got some hard-earned kills, so he has to do that again. You can't just have one hot game in game 4 and then go into game 5 and be like, all right, who's got it, guys? Who's picking this one up?
Yeah, I mean, I tried to carry us. What do you guys have in the tank? I'm looking at that man right there. StelluR, when he has good games, this team usually wins. StelluR, there's not a snipe on the map, and you kind of hate that for those game 5 opportunities for the individuals to really showcase their skill. This is going to be a battle of teamwork. This is going to be a battle of aggression. How quickly can you get all 4 down? How quickly can you trap them in the back of PD, in the back of Tram, and sandwich them? I like Envy's opportunity on this map, but I've seen Envy lose some heartbreakers when it comes to Street Slayer. There's been several online tournaments where they were playing FaZe and they gave up a lead that I didn't think was give upable. If that's even a turn, I'm going to use that one, by the way. I know Shurzy and Dan have been in the back laughing, but voice is going, brain's going, but I tell you who's locked in. It is this Envy squad to be able to push this series to a game 5. It looks like everybody's back in action. You saw
Descendant's like, I'm getting my blinks in right now, and then not the rest of the game.
He had a little something to eat, too. You saw him munching on something. I like that. Refuel. Get more gas in the tank. Sometimes you got to stop and get something. Let's see who's got what it takes to really end this. And what a series this is. How important is this? Because the winner of this is going to play a 5 through 8 seed winners bracket round 1. The loser of this is going to play.
Yeah, I mean, basically you're looking at the difference
Rebellion.
of, yeah, you're playing a Shopify, Optic, or FaZe, essentially.
It's going to be a Shopify Rebellion.
Yep.
Because this is Pool D. The last place in this pool is going to play the #1 seed in this tournament, and that is not a team I want to play at all early in a bracket, or really, if ever, somebody else can knock them out.
Let someone else, take a few stabs at it before you have to take them out first round.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. It's Friday night. I want to hear the crowd start to get loud. This is what the players play for. This moment means everything to these two teams. SSG versus Envy, Game 5, Street Slayer, first to 50 kills. Let's get it going.
Here we go, Game 5 record, Envy. No luck thus far here in 2025. SSG, about even Stevens with a 3-2 record. We're gonna find out which one of these teams is closing it out right here on the streets. And this one, Wes, there might be some moments where it slows down. But I have a feeling these teams aren't going to be playing too slow. I feel like they're ready to fight. They're ready for some action.
Yeah, I think that was.
We aren't going to the time limit here.
That was something I heard from an Envy interview post their big choke against FaZe in one of the online tournaments. They said we turtled up. We started to play safe when I knew I should have pushed. Yakzn was saying this. Look for Envy to take advantages of opportunities and maybe get reckless with it if they feel that. We're off, ladies and gentlemen. Precision's gonna be the first one to fall. Falcated with the nade, able to take him down. He's gonna have the red gun in his hands. Right now, Piggy stuck into tires. Doesn't spot that player pushing B, and that player spots him. StelluR finds it up on the kill feed. All 4 go down. It's a perfect start once again for SSG.
SSG ended up having one player fall at the end there. StelluR get killed off the spawn, but damage has been done. They got the start they wanted. Now can they hold on to this?
Yeah, camo's up. That's the big priority focus for everyone on this map right now. Suppress is going to let StelluR pick it up. Suppress with that red gun, going to have someone in his face, but StelluR has his back. That's beautiful shots from StelluR. StelluR has to trade, however. 4-0-2. StelluR starts this game 6-4. SSG still in the lead.
Yeah, Precision doing everything can to stay alive. Dodges the nades that time. Didn't do it the very first time against Falcated. Now, how does he decide to maneuver across this map? They know a couple players over at Neon. I like that pre-nade onto the benches, helping his teammates on that lane. But overextends a little bit there. that's going to be precision picked off. Feels like some of these flanks that were working early on in the series, early on in the games, getting cut off this time. Spacestation, learning, adapting, changing.
Starting to figure out the MV play style, right? Starting to understand who these players are, what routes they're more likely to take, and that is so important when you're playing deep into a series, being able to adapt and evolve and play around maybe the mistakes that they can potentially get caught.
Start to learn those tendencies. Start to see who's over-challenging. Who do you just throw a grenade at right away after they duck away behind the pillar? Do you start to notice those patterns and that low recognition is those differences in those individual fights?
StelluR able to take down Yakzn. The rest of Envy is going to be pushing towards the cafe. Piggy going to be able to take him down with the help of precision. And actually, Dave, I want to go into a listen-in and hear the comms of Envy and see how they're faring early in this game 5.
Listen, he's trying to get damage on me. He's going to run at me. The B guy's going to run at me.
Are they in arcade? Ice cream Eco.
I'm pretty sure.
Ice cream Eco.
I'm looking at your pink. I'm going to have it for a second.
Hey guys, camo 10. Do we have Shroud? Ice cream Eco to arcade?
Alright, they have Stalker. They have Stalker driveway. Stalker driveway.
Arcade as well. Arcade as well. Camo 5.
Shrouds is not up.
Shroud arcade once.
I got Shrouds up. Watch out.
It's not up. It's not up.
Yo, we're weak. No, B stairs. B stairs. One B stairs down. Yeah, they're raping. Everything on one shot.
I'm looking over here. Just sit down. Just sit down.
Yo, bottom B stairs. Sorry. Look cafe. Cafe as well. Tobacco. One shot back stairs. One shot top A. Side stairs. One shot top A. One shot top A. Never died. Ammo's down. Ammo's down.
You got me. Yo, back A one shot.
Look at B stairs for you. I'm looking at B stairs for you. S1B. Look at B stairs.
Yeah,
Hero's weak.
Hero's weak.
I need help. We need help, Ethan. We need help. I can't. Yeah, ATM also. ATM. Pillars. I was right. Top Ivy. Back Ivy. Top Ivy 1. Top Ivy. He's on the side. Top A. Guys.
One shot purple.
No, purple. Two purple. Give me a second.
Top A. Flying pink.
Pink street seller.
I'm playing for back A.
Pink street, we're going.
Pink seller. I'm living. I have to live.
Is there a guy back A? Top A. He's top A stairs.
He's got three cafe right now.
Live Ivy.
One PD. PD.
I hear that.
Caution.
Behind the corner. One guy could be behind you.
Caution weak. One.
He's PD.
I'm stalking it.
Go to the back.
Where?
Back left. Weak.
Don't trade.
I'm looking for name or some shit.
Tires, I need help.
Yeah, tires. Side stairs. Front A weak.
And then PD.
Tires. Yeah, front A.
Front A, tires.
Tires. Yo, I'm
Sliding in door, side door.
Spawn B, we spawn B.
running at B.
I got it.
Nice, good fucking trade, Yak. I spawned Ivy.
I've Sticky repulse. I have Sticky repulse combo.
Looking purple.
Yeah. Yo, Stalker might be.
Yeah. Yo, spike sighting, bro. Sweet.
Picks also.
We gotta go A.
Go. I like this.
I'm behind you, Jason.
Heaven, Jason.
Are you having Heaven weak? I'm fighting it.
To ATM.
Top C killed me.
Red gun's in D.
Yo, to ATM.
Held him. Watch out. Benches. Hey, he's front C. Watch out, planner.
I'm playing B.
Eco.
Yo, MB.
Okay, one shot arcade. Ice cream,
One shot arcade. I got him.
Nice.
Yo,
B stairs.
Bottom B stairs. Watch out, Falcated, front A. Watch out, front A. Falcated. Bottom B, running out.
I hear you.
Where is he? I don't know. 5, camo 5. That's front A. One shot.
Spawn B-roll. B stairs on me. B-roll. Tires, one shot.
We're gonna get tires off.
Bouncy.
ATM. Come in. He's front C killed me. Watch out, front C. Nice, guys. Top C. He's bottom C, driveway, half health. Watch out, nice. And B-Rose coming. They're weak.
Envy with the momentum and the tones of their voice. You can feel the energy, how bad they want this one, Dave. What did you hear that specifically stuck out to you from the young guns?
I mean, you felt like they were setting up certain traps. They were saying, hey, we got this person in, I got your help on purple. Let's worry about arcade. But it felt like more so, as soon as they got some damage, it was just go. No one's saying that, but you can hear in their voices. When they're calling out someone, you can tell if they're charging that person or if they're running away.
If they want them dead or if they're just calling them out to give information. Exactly. Eco and Suppress finding some kills here now to tie this one up. It was Envy with a narrow lead as we got back from the listening, but right now, the game slows down just a little bit. Looks like Envy's going to be all towards PD in the tower side of the map. Piggy's going to be the furthest one up here, right in front of Tires. Eco going to be the furthest one up on SSG right now, on an island almost. He's got a player bottom street right now, but he needs to stay alive. Piggy doesn't assume that he's going to be here. Eco with the stick. Eco with the stick is big. Eco able to get killed. Damage onto Piggy. Doesn't get help, though, and he gets taken down from precision. That Shroud saves Piggy's life, and now they're able to trade it out in VR in a 2-kill fashion in their lead. It's a 3-kill lead for Envy, and Suppress can't find one either. Make it a 4-kill lead as Envy finally regain map control here and stop the momentum that SSG were cooking.
Desperate plasma grenades. Swinging the tides of this battle back and forth. You've seen it over at PD. You now see it from over on the red side, over at Rails. Just every single time you're seeing these players so good at quickly turning, throwing that sticky grenade, and getting a traded kill.
Look at the kills right now. Descendant 19-2-9, doing his best snakebite impression here in Game 5. StelluR with 12 leading the way over on SSG, but a lot of work to do for SSG to get back into this one. 41-37. You're down 4, but only 9 kills needed on the side of Envy. Trading is going to be such an important process for Envy to close the door on this Game 5. What can SSG do to try and create some kills? Ooh. That's a good start without trading one right back to Envy.
One first opening. That's on precision, too. That's a big, big kill.
Camo's
How will
up.
they turn it into? Looks like Suppressed falls after that from Piggy's perfect shots. Camo fight on the bottom center. Nobody grabbing it yet.
3 go down for Envy, though. SSG only lose 1. They're trying to get this camo, and it's PD spawns for Envy. They're not going to have an angle to try and deny Falcated from getting this camo. Falcated with the biggest camo of the series in his hand. Down 1 kill. Suppress has got a lot of pressure in front of him, but here comes the cavalry. So SSG trying to push up Cafe. Falcated gets knocked to no shield by a random grenade.
And this is tough. All of Envy are holed up back towards PD.
Oh my God.
Nobody pushed out towards street side.
He's by himself.
This is going to isolate them on this corner, and they're going to get collapsed on. They have no angles across the map.
Oh my God. He's by himself. He's trying to play his life. He's knocks Descendant down to no shield. He's still alive. Piggy looking for him, but can't find him. Piggy, where is he? He can't find him. Piggy forced to run back into PD. Falcated playing perfect with this camo. Finally, another player front. PD tries to kill him. He can't take him down. Falcated with a perfect camo play. 2 players alive, no shield in front of him. Descendant, Yakzn running for their lives, and very well so. 48-46. Falcated has done it. He has given SSG the lead.
And now we're seeing Precision Piggy hopefully pushing out driveway or street and take up some more ground. But once again, it seems like all of Envy stuck on one spot of the map. They're all stuck at Tramp, and they're scared to push out. They do get the first pick on the StelluR, but do they get the ground? It's going to be Falcated behind them, behind enemy lines. Can he get one pick? Can he get the kill? He cannot.
The damage comes through. It's SSG. They come back with the perfect camo play from Falcated. Unbelievable decision making, get the job done, and we talked about it. SSG are winning series on brilliance of individual plays, and that play screams brilliance. That's a top 10 for the weekend already, I can tell you that. I'll be commentating on that later on, I'm sure, with the play-by-play, but wow, Falcated, what a play with that camo. To stay alive and be such a nuisance. You could tell they were looking for him, but they could not find him. And Envy, once again, fall just narrowly short of creating what would be an upset for their ticket to a top 4 seed going into bracket play. And it's just a couple of kills that once again separate them from what their goal is this year.
Yeah, it's just surprising a little bit there from Envy at the end. Not playing exactly like themselves. Normal Envy, they're not holed up back towards PD, not just trying to hold a tower, not desperately trying to find or fight one person. Instead, taking up their own ground, making their own plays happen, being their own aggressor. Instead, got caught in this vicious cycle over at A and Cafe, and kill after kill going in favor of SSG.
And you know what's crazy? Once you look at the stats, I mean, the assists, they favor Envy. You got Descendant going 21, 12, and 4. You think that's got to be enough to get a, if I showed you that Envy has so many more assists than SSG going into from a Street Slayer, if I told you Descendant went 21 and 12, you'd probably tell me Envy comes out on top. Well, you'd be wrong, Dave. Somehow, some way, SSG dug just deep enough to punch their ticket to what will destined surely be a #1 seed here from pool play going into bracket play tomorrow. They do still have to play the open team, but usually SSG can take care of those teams. Well, I mean,
everyone's battling this pool here.
But SSG impressed everyone.
In this pool. I mean, there was no easy match there for SSG. They've had close match after close match. This has got to be one of the most challenging Fridays I think I've ever seen SSG has had to face.
But from a team that struggled so much in between last event and this event online, obviously it's online. These guys are championship caliber players. They understand that online is just online. When we get to a tournament, these are the results we provide. But there's got to be something in the back of their head that says, if we can get through Friday 2-0, that's where we'll get our confidence and our swagger back going into bracket play. And they've done just that. You think they're leaving this stadium here tonight with their heads up and saying, nice job, boys, we got the job done? Or you think there's a little bit of uneasiness still there?
Definitely some uneasiness. We saw SSG, I would say, more uncomfortable than I've seen them in the past few years, just on some things that are routine for them. Some flags that are like, those should have been moving. You know, what's the story behind it? And they need to find out someone from Envy pulled a miraculous play and got the kill there, or what's the problem with their plan? What issue do they have going on? So I think they're gonna feel good if it's like, all right, someone made a miraculous play. All right, that's just something we couldn't account for.
Right.
But they will not feel good if they're saying, who's not picking up this flag?
Yeah,
Why are we not rallying this back? This should be routine
what
for
happened
us.
here, basically. So there's still room to improve for SSG, but the job gets done for tonight. I'm here and we have Elamite on stage with an interview from Guy Blaze, and I can't wait to hear what the coach says.